That obviously wasn't the way you guys wanted to open this Chase Center, but how do you assess this game and what it means just sort of for this team as a whole going forward?
I mean, the easy answer is it's one of 82, but there are some glaring things that we need to kind of correct if we're gonna, win basketball games consistently. Obviously, credit the Clippers. They came off a pretty hard fought, intense battle in LA, game one. So they were battle tested just in terms of being in that situation. And they started that first 6 minutes, with that same intensity. We fought our way back into it, made it interesting. And then they hit us with our typical third quarter type of vibe. So I think a lot of it's just the little things that are going to help us compete and be in games, turnovers, which, obviously I had 8 of them, and then rebounding the basketball. Those possessions are key for us. Our margin for error is really slim. So those things we got to correct if we're going to compete, and we understand that. And we just got to do it.
What specifically was maybe the most glaring defensive problem?
It felt like just our help side in general. The pick and roll, they got a lot of drop passes early and often. Most of their bigs were pretty much uncontested in the paint. And then as you overcorrect to that, they started to get hot shooting the basketball from outside. So 62%, 54% is not going to get it done, no matter if we make shots or not. So that jumps off the stat sheet pretty crazy.
Steph, Steve was in here and said, losing stinks. He didn't have much fun with that. And what you guys have had here the last 5 years is not typical. This is more the reality of the NBA. But how do you, as one of the veterans, sort of, there may be growing pains, be patient through this and keep this team, going in the right direction on nights like this?
I mean, it's all a matter of perspective. Like you said, it's not a good feeling at all. Excuse me, especially when you're opening up a new building and just excited about the opportunity. Understanding the Clippers are a really good team, and they played like it tonight. But again, there are things that are going to be constant themes for us throughout the year. That whether it's me, Draymond, Loon, all the way down to the youngest guy on this team, we're going to have to really focus in on. Like I said, the turnovers, rebound the basketball, and just our defensive presence in general. I think over the course of the season, we're going to score enough points because we have some talent on that end of the floor. It's just a matter of how bad we want it on the other end and the sense of urgency. So it is one game. Sucked out there tonight. Got to come back and beat OKC on Sunday.
Steph, one of those themes was that it seemed like they were throwing a lot of bodies at you all the time. Obviously, the sample size is small, one game, but what do you think the difference is in how you were being defended tonight compared to how you were being defended last season?
I mean, over the course of the last 5, 6 years, I've seen everything, and I'm sure I'll start to see some patterns around how teams defend, us this year. Tonight, like you said, they have a lot of length too, and they're flying around everywhere on the defensive end. Got some pretty decent looks, consistently. Just a matter of making them. But again, it's not overreacting to one game. Just trying to figure out how we can just take baby steps at this point and put together a great quarter and put together a great half and just compete. So I'm sure the film session tomorrow won't be pretty.
Hey, Steph, you faced the Clippers right here. You faced the Clippers in the playoffs last year. How much different do they look and feel with Kawhi on their squad as opposed to without him?
I mean, it is a nice vibe that how they played last year. You can have possessions where you can just put the ball in Kawhi's hands and you saw hitting tough shots and putting pressure on the defense. So they have a lot of chemistry that they developed over the last year or two. Add him and PG. it's gonna take some good 48 minutes to beat them, and they played amazing tonight. So you tip your hat to them. Yeah, it's gonna be fun battles with them.